Hello, welcome to Claire Technologies. If you are visiting our channel for the first time, please subscribe, share, and like our channel for more MuleSoft videos. Okay, so we have started a new series which will be useful to you to learn DataWeave new features and functionalities. Actually, MuleSoft has released a new runtime Mule 4.4 and a new DataWeave version like 2.4.0, which has lot of features and lot of functionalities that they have introduced newly for our easy work transformation purpose. Okay, so among that, I will discuss what are the regular day-to-day useful functionalities and features of our MuleSoft projects. Okay, so they have introduced a lot of different core functionalities and string functions, date functions. In okay, I will be creating a different videos for each category so that it will be easy for you to grab this video and you can utilize it in your project purpose. So let's get started. So in this video, let's discuss what are the new functionalities they have introduced as part of DataWeave 2.4.0 version under DataWeave core functionalities module. It means these are the general functionalities like for index of any array and null values that there is no specific category. These are the core functionalities of DataWeave and core methods. Okay, so among that, first one is index of. Let's discuss how this index of operator or function will work. Okay, so it returns actually the index of the first occurrence of specified element. So if you have array of these letters, it will tell you what is the index of first occurrences of any letter. So I have created sample DataWeave code here. I'll execute it and I'll show you and I'll explain you how you can utilize it. So the first one is index of, and one more thing, if you should not, you cannot use. There is no mandatory like you need to use only AnyPoint Studio to execute these DataWeave transformations and all. You can use this DataWeave playground. Earlier the URL was different. That was the dwfund.com something, but now the URL was different. It is developer.mulesoft.com learn and DataWeave. So I will provide this URL also under our description box of this particular video, so that will be easy for you to use. Okay, so let's see what is the index of. So I'll just I have created all the examples to save some time. I'll execute it and I'll show you. So to introduce this DataWeave playground, I have already introduced this in our previous video, but just if you are new learner, I'll just give you some overview about this tool. So here you are going to provide your input sample, any sample of payload you are going to use. This is the actual window where you are going to write the database script, and this is the output. You can see based on the script you have written, you can see the output based on the input. Okay, so let's copy paste that index of, and we will discuss how that will work. Okay, see here I have taken three different examples. So one array is MULE, second array is KLA, and array of strings actually. The third one is LARR, just for example. So index of we can use in different scenarios. So if the letter is exists, it will show you the index of that particular letter. See, let's say this is the find ones. Just I named it as find ones. So here MULE are the letters or strings in the array. So we are going to get index of this E letter. That is your requirement. So in that case, you can use in this way. So in the array, you can specify the number of strings and index of in double quotation E. So what is the index of E as per the array? 0, 1, 2, 3. So find ones. So the output will be 3. And see, KLA is the array of string here, but we are going to find index of T. T is not there in this array, which means if there is any if they didn't find any letter in that letter or string in that array of strings, it will display -1. It will give you output as -1 because that is not exists. And this is another example. as we discussed, index of operator will tell you only first occurrence of the letter. So in this example, or is repeated. So we have two ors in this array of strings. So if you have used in this scenario, index of or will return only the first occurrence of or, which means 0, 1, 2, 3. So for or we have 2, 3, two indexes, but it will return only first occurrence of or, which means 0, 1, 2. This is the first occurrence, right? So that's it. In this way you can use the index of operator. And the second one, last index of. Index of will actually count from left to right, and last index of will count indexes from right to left. It means in reverse order. Okay, so returns the index of last occurrence of specified element. Let's take this example and let's discuss. See the script you can write here. So now in last index of, in this case, see last index of e, it will show you last occurrence of the letter. So in MULE, E is the only one letter, and it has available at the end of the word. So index of E will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So here this is 3, right? So in this case, last index of T is not there in this string, so obviously it will return -1. And here see KLA or T or, we have two r's here, and we are going to find last index of r. So earlier with the index of function, it returns this index, this r. But by using last index of operator, you can grab the index of the last occurrence of r. We have two r's, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will return 5 as output. So in this scenario, you can use this. Then the next one would be then. So we cannot show you the specific example directly by using then. This will be used as a helper function. Like if any other function like null function is there, any null operator is there, to execute any callback function for the null, you can use this then operator. Okay, see here I have captured one example. I'll show you that. I'll copy this. Let's execute this. See, so this is one array which has two different words, and we have used a reduce function to get the complete letters, actually the number of letters, count of the letters. Here we have used then result as size of result. So result is one object which will be the final output. It will show you the size of result. So it will show you what are the number of letters available in these two words. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So count letters will be 9. It's just a different example how you can use the then operator. In this scenario, you can use then along with reduce. In this scenario also, you can use reduce. I mean, you can use then along with reduce. But here, see on null result. So here there is no array or no input here, but we are still doing the operations on top of that, like the then result, size of result. So there is no input here, but the size of result will be your output. Obviously it will return null, so your it will show you output as null. Okay, just then you can use it as a helper function with the null or any other uh, another operator or another function. Okay, so the next one is on null. This is the very important functionality, you can say. Why? Because we may have different requirements in our projects to handle null pointer exception. so it will be very useful for you in day-to-day project scenarios. So on null, it will actually return a callback function if any null expression is there. If any previous expression returns null, it won't throw you null pointer exception. Instead of that, you can use this then operator, which we have discussed earlier. You can, by using this then operator, you can specify any specific response if in case the previous expression is null. Okay, so let's execute this and let's see how it will behave. See, earlier on null. Okay, so we are not sending any input, we are not passing any input parameters, arrays or strings, anything, nothing. Here this is null, but we are capturing result payload dot name. There is no payload, so payload dot name is also not available here, which means it will return null. See, expression type null, because payload dot name in our payload name I mean attribute is not there, because we don't have any payload here. Obviously it is null, but we are capturing payload dot name here. Again it is null, so it will obviously it will return null. So in general you should get null response. Okay, see, in general it will show you null, but by using on null operator. Okay, so in general your response will be null without this statement. So by using this on null operator, you can return any callback response. It means on null is a specific keyword. So by using this keyword, you can have the specific response here. So in case of null values, if previous expression is written any null values, it will not show you null as a response output. It will show you the string or the one which you have provided here. It will show this as a output. So on null means if any null expression is there, it will show you this output. So here I have given only payload does not contain name. So like this you can provide any default output or default message in case of previous expression is null. In these scenarios you can handle by using on null operator. So these are the actually core functionalities, core features, DataView core package features which they have introduced. So let's discuss more features. I mean, they have introduced date functions and string functions also in this DataView new version. So let's discuss the date and string functions in our next videos. I hope this video is helpful to you to use your day-to-day project works by using this DataView transformation. So please subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos so that you will get more video tutorials for free, which will be very useful for you in your career. Thank you.